Konnichiwa everybody, welcome back. So, weekend just gone was the Black Country Games Fair, the third one. Another great event organised by Dana and Ant over at Hidden Chest. Another great day, good turnout, which is really nice to see. So hopefully there's going to be another one in the future. It's a really nice sort of social event. You can really get to speak to other people and see what's on the tables without it being dramatically busy like some of the events can get. And there's some good stuff on offer. So it was a great day out. Met loads of people. I think it's probably the event where I've seen most other YouTube guys and girls. So that made the day, really. That's the best part about these events for me. Stalling out, you'd got Stu and Daz as usual, and you'd also got Eddie and Dylan had got a stall. Mr. and Mrs. Bear had a stall. Craig Goodwin's Place had a stall. Fob had a stall. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that I knew who had a stall. I think that was it. Apologies if I've forgotten anybody. And then out and about during the event, you know, there was loads of great guys there. I met Clint for the first time, which was great. Really good to meet Clint. Retro Rewind. I'll put links to all these channels in the description. If you haven't checked them out, please do so. Great channels. Who else did I meet? I actually spoke to Craig Goodwin's Place for the first time, so that was great to speak to you, Craig. Who else did I see? Retro Ed, very briefly. Unfortunately, didn't get to see him again. He sort of saw him at the start, and then I never saw him again, unfortunately. Then met Dave. Retro Games played badly for the first time. That was awesome. Great to meet you, Dave. Then saw Sean. Retro Games Revived. I saw Paul the Ink Northerner. I saw Mike Malley Club. Then Craig's here again, and Daz Cajones Deloro turned up. So it was awesome to see them guys again. Have I missed anybody? Apologies if I have. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. So I think that was it. If anybody else crops up, I will mention it as we go through. And I'll put links to their channels in the description if I do happen to forget you. Sorry if I have. I've just remembered the old grey matter started working. I apologise. I forgot to mention Pete Fighter 2. I had a few conversations with Pete. So it was great to bump into you again, mate. I know you're not on YouTube anymore, so you're probably not going to watch this, but nevertheless, you might get told by somebody else who's watched it. And it was great to see it again, Pete. Really enjoyed our few chats, and I'm still contemplating that pinball game we were talking about. Actually, I've been watching a bit of video since, and it does look quite good. So I think I might go for that the next time I'm in Dana's shop, if I don't find it beforehand. But yeah, I just wanted to add that in. Yeah, I didn't actually go intending to pick much up myself. Quite skint at the moment. So all I was really looking for was loose Atari carts. And hopefully find a couple of those I was after. Hopefully not too much money. So that was all I was really on the lookout for. However, I did end up coming back with much more than I anticipated, purely because of the generosity out there in the community, and people gave me a few items, and I did actually buy 3 items, I believe. 4, you could call it 4 possibly. Yeah, so I think I'll start with the ones I actually bought, and the first one I bought was Robot Tank on the 2600. Cart only, as you can see, Activision game. This was off Hidden Chest, their stand or table. So I was pleased to nab this because it's a battle zone style game. If you know, like a tank battle game, which I do quite like. Battle Zone. It's done really well on the 2600, and this is very similar, to be honest. It possibly looks a bit better, and there's a bit more to it. The weather changes. Really quite good. Really pleased to have added that one to the 2600 collection. Activision makes some amazing games for it, I've got to say. I'm not collecting them all, but you know, I do look out for the Activision ones more than most, really. And then, in a similar vein, I picked up Laser Blast, another Activision title. Obviously, this was off Stew. In really nice nick, actually. I wasn't too sure what this game was, to be honest. And having now tried it, it's a reasonable game. I wouldn't say it's like a great Atari game. You've basically got to take. You've got these sort of flying ships, and you've got to take out these missile bases without getting shot yourself. It's reasonable, but I wouldn't say it was a top tier Atari game, at least not on first impressions. However, I'm chuffed to add it to the growing 2600 collection. Oh, and then I bought one more. Let's get that one. The last one I bought. Now this was kind of the last boxed 2600 game I was looking for, and I just hadn't come across it at a favourable price on eBay. And then lo and behold, Daz, who was stalling with Tutti, had got one on his stand, so I had to buy it. And it's Keystone Capers. I think I only mentioned this in my last pickups video, that I'd bought it cart only, and I'd already bought two cart variants of it. I'd bought the white label and the pink label, but I wanted it complete because I wanted the pink box, basically. So I'm chuffed to have it now. It's in really quite nice condition. And this is yet another cart variant. This is the even sort of, I believe it's a later white cartridge. The really lightweight style one. Not keen on them, to be honest, but nevertheless, I've got all three variants of this now, I believe. Though, now in Atari, there could be more than the three I've got, to be fair, but I'm not buying any more of them. It's a great game, Keystone Caper, so I'm chuffed to add that one to the Atari Rainbow on the shelf. And then the only other things I actually bought were off Mrs. Bear's and Russ's retro repair bear stand. If you need anything repairing, get in touch with Mrs. Bear. Does a great job and can almost certainly help you out with whatever need you've got. If you've got a broken console or you want more modding, I'm sure she can help you. So please get in touch with her, and I'm sure she'd be happy to help you out. But anyway, because she's doing 3D printing, I picked up a floppy disk drive cleaning device, and also this fantastic. I've now tried this, Claire. Brilliant. It's an Atari 2600 cart cleaning device, so it allows you to get behind the protective flap on the 2600 cartridges that have them. Now I bought two of each because they were 4 for a tenner. But honestly, if you've got the 2600, you need to get yourself one of these devices because it makes life a whole lot easier than trying to ram like a screwdriver or a knife into the slot to expose the circuit board. Brilliant idea, and it works fantastic, I've got to say. Thank you, Claire. Fantastic. And that's all I actually bought. But like I say, I had some very kind generosity during the day, and I'll show you what I was given. First of all, Daz McGowan, who was stalling with Tutti, very kindly gave me two PS1 games. We've got a Japanese one to start with, which is, well, the Japanese game is 11. I think the PAL one is called Dizzy Dice, I think Daz said. I have played this. I'm sure I had a demo of this way back when. A puzzle game involving getting dice the right way up. It was really good, as I remember. So I'm looking forward to trying that one. Not tried them yet, obviously. Then the second one he gave me was an American PS1 title, and it was one I'd not heard of, to be honest, called Machine Hunter. And from what I can tell on the box, it looks a bit like Loaded, and I did Google it sort of when I got home. And according to Google, it is like a Loaded kind of clown game. But apparently it's supposed to be quite good. Really nice condition as well. So whoever PS Extreme are, the magazine back in the day, they thought it was gold rated. But yeah, I like a twin stick shooter, so if it's anything like kind of Loaded, hopefully that might be quite good. So cheers, Daz, much appreciated. And then this was at the end of the event when I was going home. Dave said, have a look in my boot, see if you wanted anything, you know, you're welcome to it, kind of thing. So thank you very much, Dave. I'd actually ordered this game off eBay a few months ago now, and it never turned up because I'd only paid, I think, £2 for it posted, or really low price. I don't think they ever sent it, to be honest, because it probably would have cost more than I paid for it to send it. Anyway, it's a demo of Tank, and I had this game back in the day on the Spectrum. It's an Ocean title, but now it's like stupidly rare, crazily expensive. But this was obviously a magazine cover tape, and according to it, it's the full game. So I thought, well, that'll do me. I only want to play it. Hence why I bought it on eBay. Then it never turned up, and then, as fate would have it, Dave offered it me in his box of tricks in the boot. So I'm looking forward to giving that one a blast. See if I can. It brings back the memories, because I definitely had it, like I say, on the original back in the day. So again, cheers, Dave, much appreciated. And again, great to meet you. Then, oh yeah, I forgot these actually. These came by kind of, they came via Daz Cajones de Oro, and then also Fob as well, because obviously Fob does his sort of marquee signs, and I actually wanted the Outrun one. Unfortunately, he sold it. And then later, much later on in the day, I think he'd given Daz some, and then Daz passed this one on to me. So I've now got a rather cool Donpachi marquee. So I'm now going to put this where I was going to put the Outrun one in the arcade. So really quite pleased with that. I mean, awesome game, Donpachi, I've got to say. So I'm chuffed to bits to have that. And then Fob said to me, you can't just have Donpachi, so he also gave me Do Donpachi as well. So I've now got the two. So I'm going to find somewhere to put this in the arcade as well. Awesome. So much appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. That then leaves me on to the last two, which were kindly donated by Daz Cajones de Oro. Again, had a few items in his boot and asked me if I wanted anything, which was very kind of him. And the first one I've got is Gary Kitchens. Yeah, Gary Kitchens Super Battle Tank on the American SNES. Now, I did have this way back when, and I do remember quite liking it at the time, but I've not played it in like 30 years or whatever. And then when Daz offered it me, I thought that'd be quite cool to try that again. So I am looking forward to that, because I don't mind a tank battle game. It's a bit like that Battlezone and Robot Tank. You know, it's the same kind of premise, obviously only a much later version on here. So I'm looking forward to trying that very much. Again, cheers, Daz. And then he then offered me, or told me I'd got to have this, which was much appreciated again. I hadn't got a clue what it was, to be honest. And it's one of the Simple 2000 series on the Japanese PS2. Neither Daz or Craig could remember the English name. I've since Googled it. It's Earth Defence Force 2, I believe, which is a kind of third-person shooter as I understand. I've not tried it yet. But if it's anything like kind of Gun Griffin, Virtual On type game, it might be quite good, I reckon. So I'm chuffed to add that to the collection as well. Thanks to the generosity of Daz. Again, thank you very much, Daz. Much appreciated. And that was all. I'll say that was all. A great haul, really. Had a great day out. Fantastic meeting. Loads of great people. And roll on the next one, I'll say. If you've got any views on any of them games, let me know what you think. Especially Machine Hunter or Earth Defence Force 2, because I've never played them. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. Sayonara.